My first time with WWE came in 1987. Back then, Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Bret Hart were the tag team champions, as I would learn. And they were flying into Pittsburgh one night to perform up at the Civic Arena in January of 1987. And at the end of the flight, the FBI went on the plane and arrested Jim and charged him with a federal felony of interference with the flight crew, the allegation being that he had supposedly punched the flight attendant in a dispute over drinks. At that time, I had been working on a case out in Colorado with a fellow who was then representing Vince and Linda in the early days of the WWE by the name of Ted Dinsmore. And so when Jim got arrested, Vince and Linda called Ted. Ted in turn called me and asked me if I would be willing to represent the guy. And I knew absolutely nothing really about Jim Neidhart or really the WWE at the time. I guess I probably had heard of it, but I really wasn't a fan. I hadn't watched it, whatnot. And so I said, well, tell him to come see me in the morning. So, again, keeping in mind my law firm was sort of white-shoed, dressed down corporate people. Jim shows up the next day with these wraparound shades, a ZZ Top beard. I'm sure you guys know who he is.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of the scariest looking people you'll ever meet in your life. But turned out to be a hell of a nice guy. And what I remember mostly about it was that the day he came in, he was in abject terror that he was going to have to call this guy named Vince. And I kept thinking to myself, Christ almighty, what's this Vince guy like if this guy's scared of him, for Christ's sake? I mean, this guy looks like the scariest looking human being I've ever seen. I can't wait to meet who this Vince guy is, And so he did. He had to call Vince and tell him about the trouble he was in and all the rest of that, and got his butt chewed out and all the rest of that. But in any event, so I went on to represent Jim, and he was acquitted of all those charges. And the next day I brought a malicious prosecution case against U.S. Air and the 3 flight attendants who had caused him to be arrested for charges that turned out to be categorically false. He didn't do anything like what they said he did, and ended up getting him a couple $100,000 for his troubles over that. And I think that kind of got Vince's attention a little bit, because I don't think he had a great love affair for lawyers at that point, still doesn't, as a matter of fact. And that's sort of the beginning of the relationship that I had.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.